Hey, before I start this video, I just want to say this not one of those sympathy videos or feel sorry for me videos or none of that. This is just a video of me talking about things and looking back on things with an adult perspective now and with a much more clear perspective now. That's all this is. Looking back at this shit as an adult, I can tell my mother was battling demons because, she was in and out of jail, and when she did pass away in 1999, she passed from an overdose, you know. So I could tell my mother was battling her demons. Now that I'm older, I can tell my mother was battling her demons. Let me say it like that. So I look back with a lot of remorse for my mother, man. I know she was dealing with her mental health issues, and I know she was struggling with her drug addiction. So I look back with a lot of remorse in my heart and a lot of sympathy in my heart for my mother, because I just know what she was going through on the streets, and not to mention she was in Chicago, so that don't make it no better. Chicago was rough as fuck in the 90s. Soon as my mom had me, it was boom, straight in foster care. I think I went to this place called Wasiki, Illinois. My foster mom, Miss Pamela, one of the sweetest little ladies, just sweet little white lady that took in a lot of kids, and I think she still taking kids. I don't know for sure though, but she took in a lot of kids in the 90s, man, and she was doing the Lord's work. From there, I was adopted by my Aunt Gloria so I could stay near the family and, stay near my biological peoples, which I love her for that forever. Initial plan was for my mother to get herself together and come back and get her kids, but that didn't happen. Life play out in crazy ways, and I don't question it. I stopped questioning my mother's death. I used to question it a lot when I was a child. But now that I'm an adult with a clear mind, like I just know these things happen, bro. Like death is a part of life. This shit happens, and I know I'm not the only one that goes through it, that went through it, or that's gonna go through it. I got a lot of compassion for kids that lose their parents, man, and also for parents that lose their kids. It's difficult to pick up the pieces after that shit, I remember instantly going into a shell, bro. I'm talking about like instantly going into a shell after my mom passed. And look, man, going into a shell at 5 or 6, man, that's not what's up, bro. Should no kid be in a shell and be feeling depressed and feeling feelings of sadness that early in life? Like those are tough feelings for a kid to manage and to deal with. It's hard to make friends or be a likable kid when you in a shell so young. Like the other kids your age don't understand depression or or like true sadness that early. Like a lot of other kids, they just didn't understand, so I didn't fuck with them at the time. And looking back on the situation, man, Glow didn't have a lot of money, and I wasn't able to go to school and be fresh like the other kids and all that shit. I was one of them kids that came to school wearing the same same thing 3 or 4 days in a row, So when other kids would fuck with me and shit, I would lash out strongly. I'm talking about like in ways that a kid shouldn't be lashing out at other kids. So I wasn't in regular school long, man. I got placed in alternative schools and shit. Like I was fighting and shit. I was fucking motherfuckers up for talking shit. But on a serious note, man, I went about things wrong. Like that shit ain't funny. That shit ain't cool at all. That I was doing those things so young and lashing out on people and a lot of that followed me into adulthood too. The lashing out on motherfuckers and tweaking on motherfuckers, and that's something I'm definitely working on. When I was young, like around 05, 06, man, I was getting locked up and shit back to back, bro. And I feel really bad because I put a lot of stress on Glow. Like I put a lot of stress on my mom. Like she was having to come from work to get me from certain places and have to take off certain shifts to come do certain things, and she was having to deal with the judicial system, and I was having DJOs and on probation and things like that. Like, I made life tough as hell on my mom, and even as an adult, man, I look back on it and I hate that shit. I hate that I did that to her. Like, here this woman is trying to give me the best shot at life, the best opportunity at life to actually, go make something of myself, so I don't have to be in the foster care system, or I don't have to be in the streets. And here I am, just pissing it away and making things so much more difficult on myself and on her. Like, y'all don't understand, man. Y'all don't understand how bad I feel about the things I did in my childhood that threw my mom's life off course, Like many other young black men out here, man, I just needed a father figure to beat my ass, bro. No, in all seriousness though, man, I needed a father figure to lay down law, and to set me down, because the shit I was doing it because I was taking advantage of my mom, of my mom being gone, of my mom working, or my mom just being so loving that she just overlooked things about me. Like, I was pushing the line and taking advantage of my mom's kindness, and that shit wouldn't have flew if I had a father, or somebody that put they foot down. Even with that being said, though, I still took opportunities to learn from my uncles and my friends' fathers and things like that. Just learning. I didn't learn manhood all the way, but I learned in small chunks along the way, if that makes sense. So, yes, I feel like my journey into manhood was way slower. I'm talking about way slower than the average dude. But I'm slowly getting there, I'm slowly working my way up and getting to where the fuck I need to be. I'm finally getting to that point where I'm letting my mother's death go, and I'm letting that childhood trauma go, man. Like, it's time. And really, if it's anybody else listening to this and y'all dealing with the same type of situation, where you're dealing with a lot of trauma, or let's say you lost your mom or your pops, man, we gotta let this shit go. As harsh as it may sound, we gotta let this shit go, man. And I'm not saying let our parents' memory die. That's not what I'm saying at all. We're gonna always keep our parents' memories alive. You should always strive to keep your parents' memory alive. Make posts, do whatever you gotta do. But as far as letting this shit control your life, letting a death sink you to a place so low to where you can't really operate in the outside world normally, like, we gotta let that shit go, bro. It's fucking a lot of us up. One thing we gotta learn from these type of situations is how precious life really is, and time is ticking, man. The more time we spend sad and depressed, the less time we really have for our dreams, man. The more time we spend sad and depressed, the less we get to utilize our social skills, man. It's like digging yourself into a hole, man. And I don't want to dig myself into that hole of self-pity. I see so many people, just always down on themselves and mind you, I don't judge these people because I already know. Like, I know how life is. I know how this shit get. But I see so many people just down in the dumps all the time. And they not chasing their dreams. Like, they not even chasing their goals or nothing no more. They so sad. And we got to stop that shit, man. We gotta look within ourselves and find something, man. We gotta find something. I watch myself turn into one of those people that's just like pissed all the time, bro. Like, I watched myself turn into a motherfucker that just don't care about burning bridges, don't care about saying fuck you or man, fuck that nigga, or fuck that little bitch, or just being ignorant. And I'm Like that shit it ain't healthy, bro. It ain't shit cool about being mean and fucked up 24/7, man. I really just want to end the video by saying if you're going through a situation like this, I know it's difficult, bro. Or if you're female, I know it's difficult, but we gotta let the shit go. Like we have to be able to let death go. We can't let this shit keep affecting us or have us in a fucking trauma unit. We can't have this shit have us go crazy or lose our mental, because it's a part of life, man. This happens. These situations happen, bro. They are not normal. They are not cool. But these situations happen. And when they happen, we got to be able to pick up the pieces and keep the ball rolling. Like, we got to be able to keep shit going. Sitting around in sadness gets us nowhere. It got me nowhere. That's why I'm switching gears right now. Like, as I make this video, man, I'm working on switching gears and just being a better person, being a better human being, letting all this fucking childhood trauma go. Letting all these years of bottled up energy and bottled up pain, just letting that shit go. Just can be myself, real talk. Hey, man, I want to let y'all know I love y'all. Keep y'all head up. Whatever y'all going through, man, brush that shit off, man. Real talk. It's life. We gonna go through shit regardless. Love y'all. Keep y'all head up, man.